Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Well, you see the thumbnail, you see the title, you see the screen. Let's get into this, because I'm sure there are a lot of men who have gone through stuff like this, or who currently go through things like this. And before anyone else go through things like this, we need to put some game out there and tell them how to avoid this situation. Nip it in the bud early. This is from the yahoo.com, and it says, this wife got left behind at the airport because her husband decided to board without her. Here's why people are siding with the husband. And I'm glad that they are, because sometimes people think that they're not doing anything wrong and they don't think of the ramifications. You know, when people, I have a saying that when kids, adults, or whoever, especially kids, when you're trying to raise them, you shouldn't have to do this to adults, but when kids do things, when they try to go against the rules of the house, they're testing you. They always want to see how far they can take it before you break, explode. If they know they can do anything and all you're going to do is fuss and yell and holler, they'll just keep doing it. And they'll keep doing something else. And they'll keep doing something else until finally you get to the point where you want to just blow up and do something that may put you behind bars and get your kids taken from you, when you could have just nipped it in the bud in the beginning and there will be no problems. Put your foot down in the beginning and there'll be no issues, future issues. Every now and then they may try to test you, you chop them in the throat one good more time, but after that, everything is all good. So case in point, but we're talking about a grown ass woman. And this is terrible, but let's go through this story because this is a nice little read and we're going to just comment on it as we go through. It says a 47-year-old Reddit user starts off with a little backstory about his wife, stating that that traveling with her is, quote, not a great experience. He goes on to say, I am very type A. I like to have everything organized and make sure we get where we need to be early, especially when traveling. My wife is opposite, very go with the flow. And we will get there when we get there. I do my best to meet in the middle, but not when traveling by plane. See, I'm the type of person who like to get somewhere earlier. When I go to work or anywhere, if let's say I gotta be at work at 6 in the morning, I like to get there no later than 5:30. It'll give you time to kind of chill out, maybe relax in the parking lot a little bit. Maybe go in, get your things in order, get your wits about you, and might even walk on the floor a little early to assess what's going on so you can get started. I've never been one to say if I got to be at work at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna be there at 6 o'clock. I just never liked that because number one, it's wasting. There's some valuable time being wasted. I also remember being a coach, a youth sports coach, and let's say we had to be like rent a field at 6 o'clock so we can get there a few minutes early, whatever. But say practice started at 6. If you walk up at 6 o'clock, you late. Your best bet is to be there by 5:55 if you want to stay in my good graces. Because you're wasting time because you get there maybe 15 minutes early. So you start getting your stuff out, warming up, get your gear together, get your equipment out, may do some light stretches, talk, loosen up a little bit because at 6 on the dot, we practicing, not walking in at 6. Doesn't know because you're wasting valuable time like that. Hell, even going to a concert, leave early because parking, because driving there may not be that far, but getting parking, waiting in that line, then waiting in line to get through the front door. You can even though you might have bought your ticket here, what if everybody bought their ticket? Then there's still gonna be a long line, and the show starts at 8, and you walking in the door at 7:30. You might not get to your seat till about 9. Period. So it said he has a 21-year-old daughter from a previous marriage, but his current 43-year-old wife has raised her with him since she was 6. Now, I'm not sure if they got kids together, but if they don't, this could be one of the reasons why she has this kind of attitude, especially toward a child. The biological mother unfortunately passed away. The daughter now attends a college in a different state, and last year when they went to visit her, he told his wife they need to be at the airport 90 minutes early. On the day of the flight, he got up early to make sure everything was packed and accounted for while his wife slept in. It took me attempting to wake her up 5 times before she eventually got up. She then wanted to make coffee, shower, and eat a bowl of cereal. The airport ended up being busier than normal, and it took so long to get through security that we missed our flight. Rightly so, the airline refused to refund our tickets. We were able to get new tickets, but not until the next day, and missed Friday afternoon and Saturday morning with our daughter. She was disappointed, to say the least. Well, right then and there is where the proverbial foot putting down should have taken place. You correct it the first time, there won't be a second time. Because if there's a second time, they already know what you're going to do, so then you already know they ain't really trying to go with you in the first place. So if I would say we got to be there 90 minutes early, I'm going to ask you to get dressed, get all cleaned up, all that kind of stuff. I'm asking you to clean up, wash your brush teeth, get clothes. I'm asking you to get all dressed up. Put all your makeup on, your wig on, stuff like that. No, just go to the airport. Just look decent. Don't go in there with no bonnet on and no slip house shoes and pajama pants. No, look decent. Sweatpants is fine. Baseball cap. Just go to the airport. If you can't do that on time, then, well, I get to what I feel, what I feel later. My real personal feelings on that later. But like I'm saying, in this instance, I'm walking on. That's what I tell everyone in my family and anybody else who rides with me. It's, look here, we got to be somewhere at a certain time. I'm on the road at 5:30. I'm just saying the time because I'm looking at my clock right now. Let me rolling at 5:30. Not getting in the car at 5:30. Car is cranking up and we pulling out at 5:30. If you ain't in the car at 5:30, you ain't going. Try me if you want to. And I have left people behind doing that. Oh, you can be pissed. You can think about it, that's all right. Next time it happens, next time it's time to roll, you gonna do it. You got people that say, hey man, you gotta leave at 7. Tell your wife you gotta leave at 6:30 or 6 o'clock. That way you'll be on time. Well, I gotta lie. No, look at her. This is what time we rolling. And if you don't roll, I go without you. Period. If I got dinner reservations at 7 and we need to leave the house at 6 and you're not ready at 6, or let's say leave the house 6:15, maybe that. And you're not leaving and you're not ready at 6:15, I will go eat without you. By myself. The hell with that. You can think what you want to. Shoot. Come on there and meet me. I'll be there. I will be there. It says fast forward to now, his daughter is currently moving out of her college dorm into an apartment. So she's probably a junior now. On the day of the flight, and guy 1284 said it was another long morning of him pushing his wife to get ready so they could leave. Due to the last airport mishap, I wanted to make sure I told her we need to leave extra early so as to not miss a flight again. First of all, back to the first flight. I've been pissed off. I wonder if she is putting in on this flight. If she's not paying for it, it's probably why she can be nonchalant about it. But then if she's paying for it too, then she probably says, it don't matter. I pay half, you pay half, so whatever. I don't know. However, when they got to the airport early, his wife was annoyed. She kept going on about how we just have to sit and wait for 45 minutes for them to start boarding. We took our first flight and landed in a connecting city at a much larger airport. We only had about a 1-hour layover. We had to take multiple rails to get from where we landed to our terminal. We got to our terminal and had about 15 minutes until our plane was set to board. Woman, you need to sit your butt down. It was then that his wife told him that she wanted to get coffee. There's a little market next to our terminal that sold hot food and coffee. I asked if she wanted me to grab it for her. No, I want Starbucks, she said. Well, Starbucks was a rail ride away and a little bit of a walk. I told her we didn't have time. She said we had enough time and that if I wouldn't go with her, she would go by herself. I tried to discourage her, but she was determined. She walked away at a brisk pace for her and said she would be back in time. Right then and there, I would say, no, you're not going anywhere. You're going to sit right here until we get on this plane because we are not missing this plane. We're not playing like that. Or I would have said, now, you feel like, or basically I would have said, really like, do what you feel is best. But if you feel like you want to get that coffee do like I said, you go right ahead, do what you feel is best. If you ain't back by the time they board, I'm gonna be gone. No, I'm getting on the plane with or without you. Period. Try me if you want to. That's what I would have said right there and there. That way, if she would have left, that's fine. As soon as they start boarding, I would have got on the plane the first time they called my section. The first time they called my section. After 15 minutes, his wife was still not back, and the airlines had started calling boarding groups. I called my wife hoping she was nearby, but she didn't answer. They called a few groups, didn't call ours. I would have been on there. In a panic, I called my wife again 3 times. On the last call, she answered, said she's on her way. That's how women do. You don't answer your phone, they're going to raise hell. They're going to call you 50, 11 times. You call them, they won't answer their phone. You call them 2 or 3 times, they won't answer the phone. They rarely call back. I told her they were almost done with boarding and she needs to hurry up. This line helper said, I'm on my way. I'm close. So this guy waited by the gate until the attendant informed him they were shutting the doors in 2 minutes. I waited, but she didn't show up. The attendant asked if I wanted to board. Otherwise, she was closing the gate. I tried to plead with her to wait a couple of minutes, but she insisted that she couldn't. So I boarded the plane. Good for you. A few minutes later, his wife finally showed up at the gate. She called to tell them they won't. She called to tell him that they won't let her board because they already moved the boarding ramp. She told me I need to tell him to let me off the plane to be with her, and I said no. Hell no, I ain't getting off the plane. It is not fair to do this again to our daughter. Well, sir, from the sounds of it, it's your daughter, not hers. She's been there since your daughter was 6. I'm sure the relationship was great in the beginning. As time went on, there probably was some animosity towards her between the two of them. One, maybe because that's not her child, and maybe she didn't have any kids and she wanted kids of her own. Or 2, maybe she had children and for some reason she was hating on your daughter. But for whatever reason it is, there is a lack of respect in this relationship from her. I said, I told you we didn't have time, but you decided to go anyway. I told her to go purchase a new ticket for the next flight and I would see her when she arrived. That's what I'm talking about. Be a G about it. Well, when his wife did, and when she finally arrived, she seemed unbothered and didn't acknowledge the situation. I thought maybe she realized that it was her fault and just wanted to drop it. Boy, was I wrong. We are now home and she hasn't talked to me since the trip over a week ago and is insistent that I'm an a-hole. So am I an a-hole? No, sir, you're not. One thing I was trying to say earlier, that when kids try to test you, they're going to test you. In order for you to stop a certain behavior, to shut it down, you have to do something that they are not expecting you to do. They'll be upset. You will be the bad guy. They may hate you, but I guarantee you, you will get their respect. Good or bad, they're going to have to respect you or going to have to move around because you are demanding for them to respect you. And the one thing that I always say, one of my many motives for sayings is that is that you have to respect my time. That's the number one. You know, as men, we live on respect. That's what we want for everything. Respect me as a man, respect me as a husband, as a father, boyfriend, son, owner of the company, employee, whatever. Respect. Respect what I do, respect who I am. But the number one thing you gotta respect is definitely my time, because I can't get it back. Because if you waste my time on little things, you may waste my time on big things, and that could mess me out of money, out of promotion, out of seeing my child, regardless of your daughter or not. You better straighten up or get out. You know, so get out. Period. We can end this, and we can go our separate ways, and I'll figure something out. Hell, I grow. I'll regroup. Ain't no thing. But a peace of mind is worth more than money, worth more than just being with somebody who don't respect. And that's what I say in this whole thing. It's like she just didn't respect you, and she still doesn't. She's upset. And the funny thing is, she knows you're right, but see, she thought that you were going to put her above your daughter, which you may do that, but women won't do that. Women say their kids come before any man. They'll tell you that in a second. But when it's flipped around, they want to be first, or they want their kids to be first before you put anybody else above them. But you may put your wife ahead of your children in every aspect. But this isn't what you, with the way you as a man have to look at it is, this isn't about your wife. This isn't about your daughter. This is about you. And you being respected as the man that you are. Undoubtedly, you got some money because you got your daughter getting an apartment. She's still in school, so I'm sure you're paying for plane tickets because it seemed like she didn't really give a damn. Hell, you probably paid for her ticket, the second ticket that she had to buy to get there. But she's upset for the wrong reasons. Like I say, she knows you're right. She just don't want to admit it. She's just mad because even though you're right, you chose doing the right thing over her, and that's a no-no in her eyes. And really, dude, somebody like that, you might really want to rethink your relationship. Give a damn how long y'all been together, because that ain't right. So what I would do is, if she ain't talked to you in a week, I mean, you can do one or two things. You know, don't talk to her, just continue not talking to her. Hell with it. I wouldn't sweat it. Just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Keep living your life like it don't bother you, just like it don't bother her. You know, or talk like ain't nothing going on. You know, just don't entertain what she's doing, because she's trying to get back at you, which is what they do. Try to get back at you some way, in a way that she can try to, because she's tried to test you with your relationship with you. Because from what I feel is what she's trying to do is show your daughter that she's more important that your wife, since your wife is more important than your daughter all the time. That's what she's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not right. That just was not the time, because that was not her time. That was not her time to try to shine. Pick something else. You know, pick like, I don't know, your daughter want to go to lunch compared to your wife want to go to, you know, y'all got tickets to a concert, a Beyonce concert. I don't know. Something like that. But something like this, nah. Moving day in college, nah. Shoot, I got a child in college. When it was her time to move, I was gone. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was no question that we're gonna go and move this youngin' in. Period. Just on this day. That's when I'm leaving. Bottom line, man, it's just there's nothing. I mean, there's no discussion with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Even my oldest daughter, same thing. Oh, daughter needs something, I'm gone. Youngest daughter needs something, it's done. It's not even a question. I don't even think twice about it, because number one, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're going, you know, they're being productive members of society. They ain't getting in trouble. They're getting good grades. They're trying to get educated, degrees, things of that matter. I can't deny them much of anything. You know, I work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever, to make sure they got what they got to get to where they need to get, so that then I can step back. Don't want to thank you. Don't need a gift. Don't need nothing. I wouldn't mind a boat or a Winnebago. You know, or you know what I'm talking about, when they call them RVs. You know, if they want to get one of those, that's fine. But other than that, real talk, I don't need nothing. Only way you can thank me, only way my child can thank me, or anybody I've taught who came under my tutelage for whatever reason, only way you can thank me is by using what I gave, or using the sacrifices I made to become a better person. That's it. And then just pass it on to the next generation. That's all. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this story, man. I think she's a butt. His wife, she might just need to go. I don't care, because a wife should not be trying to put herself, if anything, when it comes to family, a wife should not be trying to put herself in the middle of nothing. Disturbing family businesses and functions and meetings, man, no. Because I guarantee if you want to go see her mother or her sister or anybody in her family, if they got kids, go through this whole thing with her children, it wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't be a problem at all. She will jump up and run and do it. So you do the same thing, but as a man, you ain't got to demand. And that's something I learned. You don't have to demand respect from anyone. You don't have to tell anyone that you are a man. Like, I'm a grown, like, you know how we like to say, I'm a grown man. I'm a grown ass man. You know, you don't even got to say that. Like, from watching my father, and I've watched him my whole life. He's been a man of very few words. I've never seen him threaten my mother, never raised a voice at my mother, cussed at my mother, or anything. The man says very few words. He mean his word is bond. He mean what he say what he mean. I ain't seen him repeat himself. And he do what he say he gonna do. And it is what it is. He say it and it just gonna happen. I don't care. My mama can fuss and cuss and everything, get mad. He ain't got time for that. He just say he told me a long time ago, man, they're gonna say what they're gonna say. So you just listen, say okay, and then you just move on. And do what you're gonna do anyway. It don't matter, because the thing about it is we're not gonna do anything really to, not myself. I'm not gonna do, and my father either, not gonna do anything to be detrimental or jeopardize the safety of the family, or the well-being of the family. Just not gonna happen. Not saying we always make the right decisions, but the thing about it is, if something happens in the family and fails, it falls back on him. You know what I'm saying? It's not that being the head of the household is some glamorous job. Ask all these single mothers out here. There's a lot of single mothers out here. You can talk about, I could do this by myself. I was a single mother. I raised my kid, blah, blah, blah. Everything turned out fine. No, it did. Don't lie. Come on, look at it for real. But like I say, ask them. And they will tell you, they would rather not have to do it by themselves. Find a good man. Even if they say the man want to listen to me and this and the third, he got to do this and that third. Okay, you got your stipulations, but you don't want to do it by yourself. In the end, bottom line, it boils down to it. You ain't trying to do it by yourself because it's hard. It's hard. You got people who say, well, if it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't be the person I am now. Who gives a damn? Change. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to be changed. They're like, I didn't want to go. I wouldn't go through this. Because me, myself, to get to where I'm at, you had to go through struggles and heartaches and sacrifices. Shit, I would love to have taken the easy route to get to where I'm at right now. Love to not have, been divorced, been broke, living off of student loans, credit cards, 401ks, giving plasma, stuff like that, ride around in ragged ass cars. I would love food stamps, WIC, Medicaid. I would love, I didn't get WIC, but Medicaid, food. You know what I'm saying? I would love not to have done that. But I had to do it. I ain't gonna be sitting here and say, man, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Man, shit. You better ask somebody. I would have changed that in a heartbeat. Like I said, if I know then what I know now, but like you did know, you just didn't take heed to it. If I was just listening and follow the plan, it'd have been a lot smoother, because life's gonna be hard regardless. My thing, don't make it hard for yourself. Don't make it more harder than it have to be. And then want to sit there and talk about, praying. God know my heart. I'm a good person and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But anyway, y'all. Tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. And with that being said, I leave you in peace. And I'll see you on the other side.